Hey everybody, I am David, and today is going to be my DCTV weekly rankings, where I'm going to be ranking all the DC TV shows that aired throughout the week. Because I was originally doing a DC TV podcast, but then I came down with a really bad cold, and I didn't recover until like 2 or 3 weeks later. And so during that time, I decided to rethink my strategy. Instead of doing a podcast each week, I'll be doing a ranking system, because I think that's the part I really enjoy the most, is the ranking. I think a lot of people like seeing how things are ranked. So I'm going to do that, starting today with this week's DC TV shows. All the DC TV shows that I will be talking about in these videos every Saturday will be Arrow, The Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, Supergirl, and Gotham. This week, Gotham did not air, but I have a whole list of the other shows that have aired this week. So let's get talking about it. We're going to start from the least best to the best. I hate saying worst, because a lot of these shows, I think a lot of hard work is put into them. And even if they're not so great, I can always find something to enjoy in those episodes. So let's get right to it. Number 4, the weakest episode this week for me was Supergirl. Season 3, Episode 7, Wake Up. This one gave us a little bit on Samantha and her whole story arc. I am not thrilled with the story arc so far this season. It's giving me bad flashbacks of Doomsday from season 8 of Smallville. It's just not intriguing me yet. I think it's pretty lame so far. And plus, they're throwing in a daughter thing. I don't know. It's just not winning me over. I did enjoy that Hank got to bond with his father. His father, played by Carl Lumbly, who did the voice of Martian Manhunter in the original Justice League cartoon from the early 2000s, an animated series I highly recommend, which is really awesome. I did enjoy all of that. We also got Mon-El back, but unfortunately the episode didn't do enough for me. Mon-El, I like Mon-El. I think he's a pretty fun character at times, but yeah, I'm not gonna say he's like the all-time favorite character of mine on this show. My favorite character is Kara, because she's the front and center character. You gotta like the main character before anyone else. I mean, sometimes you can like supporting characters a little bit more. Maybe I like Martian Manhunter a little bit more, Hank or John Jones. But Kara has to be up there too, and I like Kara above Mon-El, so I could go on without Mon-El. All I could think about during this episode was the beard and mustache that Mon-El had. Because of Henry Cavill in Justice League recently, I kept thinking to myself, well, it's a good thing they didn't CGI his face for this episode. Let's move on to the third best episode of the week, Legends of Tomorrow. Legends of Tomorrow this season, Season 3, Episode 7, Welcome to the Jungle. This brought us Gorilla Grodd. The team goes back in time to the 1960s, to the Vietnam War. Gorilla Grodd, I'm telling you now, has never looked better in any of these DC TV shows. He's only appeared on The Flash so far, and this is his first appearance on Legends, and it looks like he's going to be coming back because he's teaming up with Damian Dark. He looked fabulous in this episode, more so than any of his Flash appearances, which is amazing to me, because Flash is usually the one with the huge special effects. Well, I guess Legends have had big special effects too, but sometimes they can be hit and miss, just like the Flash. But in this episode, holy cow, man, there were times I thought that was a real ape. Almost a real ape. Obviously, there's always going to be something there that makes you realize, that's CGI. But for the most part, it was pretty damn impressive on what they were able to do with Grodd. I was really blown away by the special effects in this episode with him. And so if you're adding Grodd to Legends of Tomorrow. I mean, this show has been doing such a great job since season 2. This season is just a continuation of that, and I am loving every episode of it. I think this season could even top season 2 if they just continue doing what they're doing. I'm loving whatever they're building up to. I'm loving it. I think Damien Dark is creating his own legion of superheroes. So this was a really good episode, but not good enough to make it to number 1, which leads us to number 2 first. Arrow. This was a really tough episode for me to list. Arrow season 6, episode 7, Thanksgiving. This is a great Thanksgiving episode for this week for all you Americans, people living in the U.S. I live in Canada. We have our Thanksgiving in October, but having this episode I thought was a really nice Thanksgiving episode, especially since a lot of these type of shows, these drama shows, don't really center on Thanksgiving too much. They always center a lot of episodes on Halloween, or they'll center it on Christmas, but they'll never center it on, they rarely center it on Thanksgiving. So it was nice to get a Thanksgiving episode from one of these superhero shows. And this really gave us a lot of things to look forward to. Black Canary and Caden James return. Caden James kind of gives us some more hints at what he's trying to accomplish. It seems like it could be a revenge story, just like last season. At first, I thought maybe he was connected to Adrian Chase, but then I remembered Adrian Chase had a father in the first season that was killed. It showed him in a flashback episode. Someone even confirmed it to me in my review episode. So, but other than, you know what, I just enjoyed everything. I think this episode was perfect the way it was. I did a full review. Go check that out if you want to know the full details I thought on the episode. Which also brings me now to number 1. My favorite episode of the week this week was The Flash, Season 4, Episode 7, Therefore I Am. This was really tough because I really liked Arrow a lot, and I really liked this episode a lot too. Both of them were really strong episodes, and they're the 2 shows that I do regular reviews for. I've been waiting for The Flash to hit this episode because so far in the beginning of the season, I've been hit and miss with some episodes. I enjoyed some of the ones that... There were some that I really enjoyed, and then some that I didn't enjoy as much as I wanted to. But this is the episode that I've been looking forward to. This is the episode I wanted Flash to hit, to get me excited and invested for the season, to see DeVoe and learn about him a lot more. And that's what we got in this episode. It's funny because I think 3 of these episodes this week gave us a lot on the main villain that we wanted to learn about. And I think all 3 of them delivered. I think Supergirl delivered that on the least, but I think Arrow and Flash really hit it on where I wanted it to. I'm interested in their villains. I'm interested in where they're going with them, and DeVoe is the one that's interesting me the most. Seeing how he's, well, I guess Caden James on Arrow is also 10 steps ahead of Arrow. Not really. He's kind of more like he's keeping things in the dark, and Arrow's just trying to figure it all out. Like, what does this guy want? What does he want with me? I don't feel like he's 10 steps ahead of the game. Where DeVoe, I actually do feel that. I think he's definitely giving Team Flash a run for his money. There were times where Flash's team thought, I think Barry's kind of losing it here. I think he's getting this obsession. He's already off the job for 2 weeks, so it's like, man, this guy is really messing up Barry's life, and I think this is just the beginning of what we're going to be getting this season. I'm very excited to see what kind of damage Team Flash is going to go through with DeVoe. I think he's already setting himself for something grand for this season, and I hope they keep the momentum going. That's what I'm hoping for. I don't want them to slow down on this. Fine, we can have a few filler episodes here and there. We have the crossover coming this week, so that's fine. We're going to take a break from DeVoe for now, but I hope they get back on track with it as soon as possible because I'm really invested in this character now. So that was the ranking of this week, guys. If you've seen all these episodes, rank them in the comment section below. Tell me your ranking on how you would rank the DC TV shows this week. With that being said, next week I'll be ranking all of them once again. Gotham returns this week. The crossover is here. We'll see which of the shows have the better episodes of the crossover. We'll see if Gotham can measure up to the crossover. That's going to be a tough challenge for Gotham. But if it can break through one of those episodes, that means Gotham did a pretty good job this week. So we'll see. And until then, like this video, subscribe to my channel, and until next time, take care.